Did adding a partner add a lot of freedom to you to focus on your skills, or what did that look like? What were you able to peel off, or did you not peel off anything and just went exponential in the number of properties you were doing, or what'd that look like?
Yeah, it was, I had a weird, I was thinking about this the other day. When I left my job, it's a weird event if you've been doing it for a long time. And I had a little bit of a loss of identity, and I didn't really know how to explain what I did for a living when people would ask me. And that I didn't realize that was a part of me, if that makes sense. So you lose a little bit of your identity when you walk away from a career to pursue something that people don't really understand. Because if they're like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a real estate investor. Oh, that's cool.
What's that? What does that mean?
Exactly. You have to tie it into something.
And how do you have that conversation on a Sunday night? Oh, everybody's going to work tomorrow. And you're like, well, it's kind of, what do you do? Real estate investing? Okay. Do you know what you're making? Kind of, not really.
Right.
To this day, my boss at my law firm is like, you left. You're like a value add investor. Like he just still doesn't really even understand what I do. It's hilarious because people, I mean, then we surround ourselves with people at these meetups and these podcasts. And like, I mean, it's extremely well known what all of us do, but not just us three, but like the investment world, all these options. But it's funny to hear people's like, you're going to leave the job to do that?
It's kind of like when you go to my oldest daughter is really into like manga and anime, right? So she's super into Japanese culture and like really, really into it. And we were talking about going to like Comic-Con or, Anime Con, like they have these different conventions or whatever. And that's her people, right? So she goes to that and everyone there, like if she's wearing stuff, that's related to anime or that type of genre, they're her people. They get it. They're like, oh, that's an awesome shirt. What, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with real estate kind of, because going to these meetups and being on these podcasts and everything, these are our people. And I never had that like tribe, for lack of a better term, before I ended up pulling the trigger and tying back to what you said about a partner. I freed up my time to go to meetups and meet with people and just expand my network exponentially. So I dove into that right away, is making relationships and friends with just people that are into what I'm into.
I love that.
And my whole world opened up after that.
I love that.
I mean, it's the surrounding yourself with what the five people, your network, your net worth, whatever you want to talk about. But when I first started, I did the same thing because everybody I worked with, nobody cared about real estate, and they thought I was crazy for bringing it up. They're like, what are you talking about? We have the TPS reports to get done, and we've got a meeting and lunch every day. That's an hour. Make sure I'll see you in the cafeteria. Let's go get our little tubs and, go fill up. So that's why I had to start a meetup. I was like, there's got to be more people out there that I can actually have a conversation with besides, how's the weather? Did you see the Broncos play? Oh yeah, great game. And actually go deep on, not only real estate, but talking about bigger goals. I think everybody in the real estate community, we start talking about financial freedom, whatever that looks like. We're trying to build lifestyles. We're no longer in this cookie cutter box of 9 to 5 where you check out. We may work all the time, but we love it because we're passionate about it. When you talk to people that aren't thrilled with their job, I still have friends working with multiple companies, and once the clock hits 5, it's just kind of stop and on to the next thing. Fortunately or unfortunately for us, it doesn't stop. But I think it also shows a passion and a purpose for what we're doing.
But you can take a break at 2 or 3, go pick up your kid from school. You can do a lot of things, a lot of flexibility.
Absolutely.
It's funny. So I just got a call a couple weeks ago from an attorney that was hired at the firm, and I don't know her that well because I wasn't really there last year. She thought I was a real estate agent. She's like, I'm looking for a single family home.
Yeah.
I get that all the time.
It's like, there's more in real estate than just being a real estate agent.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I love the way you describe that though, like being surrounded by your people. It just so happens that these kind of people, the people we surround ourselves with, are extremely motivated and build these lives that we can do what we want and we can be dedicated to more than just clocking in, clocking out.